Hello, I'm Julie, and I'm doing my weekly discussion board video requirement for my class. And today we're going to talk about gaming in classrooms as part of the educational structure. So, Robler and Hughes talk about gaming in their textbook, and they talk about how games can have benefits and they can also have the negatives. So I'm going to talk about what they talk about, and then I will give my personal perspectives. So they talk about how the benefits have inclusion with problem-based learning and collaborative learning, which is very true because students really enjoy playing games in the classroom. Of course, there's competition, which motivates. Positive peer motivation is a very strong thing. And then playfulness, and then of course the rewards you get just from the structure of the game itself, and not the rewards that the teacher would set aside. Some challenges include learning versus having fun, and how evenly the game rules are understood and applied, and even if there's actually a benefit from the game itself being played. So that's basically what Robler and Hughes says. They say a lot more, but that's basically what they kind of touched on in that. So talking about my own perspective. So what benefits? I really do believe that it can create a positive peer environment to use games. It also helps to change up the way information is presented. Especially it's very good for review or introducing new content. One of the favorite games I like to use in class and my students really enjoy is Kahoot. I feel like Kahoot just really engages the students. It can be time consuming if you don't use a pre-made quiz already. To create all your own unique content can take a bit of time. But I've used it for grammar, I've used it for review, I've used it just for fun, and they've really enjoyed that. Some of the negative aspects, the challenges of using games in the classroom is the distraction level. The minute you give your students access to their laptop or tablet, and you have 20 to 25 students in the classroom, it's hard to monitor every single student and ensure that they are staying on task, especially with Kahoot, because once they submit their answer, depending how long of a timer there is set, waiting for the other students to answer, they can pop into another tab and get distracted and be doing something else until the next question pops up. So for me, really the biggest negative is just the fact that I'm giving my students lightly monitored access to their tablets and computers, and some could not even be playing the game. Because it's hard to monitor all of them the way the classroom is set up. You'd have to specially set it up and be at the back of the classroom to really be able to make sure everyone is actually where they should be. This is one of my detriments as well in using things like No Red Ink with a lower phase class that isn't as determined to do well and do significant work. So they tend to get distracted very easily and end up in places they shouldn't be doing things. So ways to make gaming more productive is I essentially keep it in short bursts. And I really try to be able to monitor as best as I can while keeping the game moving forward. Another aspect that we use is to actually have a student move the game forward and the teacher be allowed to walk around the classroom and monitor what's actually happening with each individual student. That I feel is the most productive. The negative to that is that one student doesn't get to compete in the competition. Sometimes that doesn't matter to them, but sometimes it does. If you ask for a volunteer, that makes it a little different because they've chosen to not play, whereas to choose a volunteer, to choose a student kind of penalizes them and leaves them out of the game. So, but that is, I feel, one of the most efficient strategies I've found is actually using a little teacher or a student leader to take charge of part of the thing while you can then move about the classroom freely. If you're co-teaching and you have another teacher that can do that, then that's even better. And then when is gaming inappropriate in an instructional setting? I say anytime it's distracting for the students. Anytime it isn't bringing any kind of cohesiveness or building any kind of rapport, anytime it is not actually teaching anything, and anytime it is a distraction. So if you load up a game and the students are more intent on doing other things on their laptop, then obviously that game is not a fit for that class, and you need to consider changing up the game or not using games at all, because some students just cannot stay on task, and the minute you give them access to their technology, they're going to be all over the place, searching things, looking things up, chatting on social media, especially if there's no kind of blocker to the Wi-Fi or anything that doesn't prevent them from going to those sites. So those are my thoughts regarding gaming as an educational tool in the classroom. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and please feel free to comment if you have anything you'd like to say. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.